Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. This is my second actually live that I am doing new. I am live on my Regina the Queen of Car Loans page on Facebook, and I'm also live on my YouTube channel, Regina the Queen of Car Loans. Super excited to be coming to you every Tuesday at 7:30 or 7:45, between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. And the purpose of me going live every week is to grow my audience, but just to share information, share my heart, share information that I have wanted to get out and just share with you. Just a little bit about myself if you're just discovering me or just finding out about Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. I've been in this great space of automobile space for over a little bit over 25 years. I don't want to get the exact number because it'll make me feel like I'm old, right? But to me, old is it's only a number. But I currently work at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, located in Waterford, Michigan. The address is 475 Summit Drive, Waterford, Michigan. New car sales. I also sell pre-owned vehicles. We do have a Buick GMC store, and then we also have a Ford store. Um, but yeah, so if you're looking for a new or used car, I can always help you. But then if you also live in another state and you're not in Michigan, I can also help you too. Now, I do have a website that you can go to, and that's Regina, the Queen of Carloans.com. Regina, the Queen of Carloans.com. You can browse my website 24 hours a day. I have my application on there, credit application, if you want to get pre approved. And then I also have my inventory on there. My inventory is split between our three lots: the Chevy store, the Buick GMC, and the Ford store that we have in Owasso. But I want to get in and talk about my ebook. If you notice my QR code on the screen, I do have you can get a free copy of my ebook. It's in English and it's also in Spanish, and it's called Navigating Auto Loans with Bad Credit: A Comprehensive Guide, by Regina Eileen Woodard, the Queen of Car Loans. Anyway, it's called Navigating Auto Loans with Bad Credit: A Comprehensive Guide. Do me a favor, scan that QR code and get a copy today. The one reason why I did it in an ebook wise and also having an audio was because that if you're in your car, you're riding down the street, or you're at home listening to your headphones, or taking a walk in the park, or walk in your neighborhood, you can be able to actually listen. I want to guide you into purchasing or leasing your first car. And I'm just going to briefly talk about like my table of contents of some things that you can look forward to by getting a copy of my ebook. But you can go to on the screen, it's badcreditbook.com, and get that free copy of my ebook. Also, if you want to call in and talk to me during the broadcast, you can call in at 248 905 1128. Online call now is 248 905 1128. You can call in and have a conversation with me and ask any question that you want to ask this morning. But in the navigating auto loans with bad credit, my table of contents is, I give you a warm welcome, a little bit of who I am, and then I'm going to talk about credit scores uncovered, and your financial passport, and understanding credit scores and knowing that age is a number, but credit score is also a number too. And then also how credit scores play a game plays in the car loan game or the car loan business. Credit score is important, but you got to look at um, what's on your report. You could be sitting at a 600 credit score, but then you have a lot of great things on your credit score, on your credit report, meaning that you have your DTI, your debt to income may be at 70%, which you have your score at 600, meaning that your DTI, which is debt to income, should actually be around 15 to 20%. That's the golden, that's the cushion that you should be at, your cushion you should be at, instead of 70%. If you're at 70, 80% or over 50%, what happens is your credit score goes down because you're using too much of your debt. That means you're maxed out. So when you may be looking to go apply for a car loan or you're looking to apply for a credit card, that means that they think that you're about to probably file bankruptcy. And the reason they're thinking this is because you're using a lot of your debt, using a lot of your credit cards, you're maxed out, and you don't have control of your monies. So we'll talk about a bit about that in the ebook, and then we'll talk about getting prepping to dealership, going to the car, gathering all the information that you need when you go to a dealership. Now, if you've been following me for years, you know that I specialize with customers that have Boost credit. And a lot of times when customers go to the dealership or when they start doing their homework on buying a car and they have bad credit, I don't like to say bad credit, but when they have bad credit, Boost credit, they don't have a roadmap on what they need to do. For instance, when you are looking to buy a car and you have Boost credit or bad credit, you need to find a dealership that's going to be in line for your needs. You're gonna need, you can Google it, you can ask a neighbor, or you can ask a friend, where did you buy your car from? Or who is your finance company? Well, let me just say this. You don't want to ask your neighbor or your friend who your finance company is because you won't recognize a bad credit bank or a bad credit bank or a conventional bank. I'm just giving you a hint of a conventional bank or good credit bank or um, uh, a bank that we use with someone that has Boost Credit. So um, Santander Credit Acceptance is one of our Bruce Credit Bank or bad credit banks. Now, if you see one of the banks like Bank of America, Chase, Huntington Bank, that means you have you have your finance in order. You know how to pay your bills. You're capable of paying your bills, and you have displayed that in your credit by paying your bills on time. So we'll unravel that in the book, in the ebook. And then I'll also tell you what you need to bring when it comes to going to a dealership. You know, you need to have your two current pay stubs within 30 days and why that's important. 6 months pay stubs are not important because the bank wants to make sure that you are actually still on that job. If you give us pay stubs from 3 months ago or 6 months ago, that doesn't mean that you still work there. So one thing what you're gonna need is two current pay stubs, and then you're gonna need we call it proof of residence (POR), proof of residence. Now what this is light bill, gas bill, bank statement, credit card statement, and that's POR, proof of residence, puts you at your address. Now, what happens is if a lender is thinking about if they are going to be looking for their car, like if you're not making your payments on time on your vehicle, they have the POR, proof of residence, because they figure that's where you lay your head. If they need to pick the car up, they know where you lay your head, which is where you have your bills going to, your light bill, your gas bill, or your bank statement. Then if you are retired or on Social Security and you receive an award, you get Social Security once a month. Some lenders are going to require an award letter. Now, every year you get an award letter in January. So if you're on Social Security, you know that every year you're looking around at your award, looking for your award letter to come through the mail, is because you want to find out, did I get a raise? I'm gonna get more money, or what's going on? So award letter, and then accompanied with that, you may need a bank statement showing your money going into your account. And then if you're self-employed, and which means you're entrepreneur, deposit your money in the bank because most lenders are going to require 3 months bank statements. And 3 months bank statements, what happens is the bank averages out your income for 3 months. So it's very important. If you have Boost Credit, having a track record of your income is very important. Again, they take your 3 months bank statements, they average them out, and that's your monthly income. Now, one key point, one nugget I want to give you right now is the bank doesn't want to see any NSF. NSF. I'm going to say it again. The bank does not want to see any NSF. Now, you're probably going to say, Regina, what's NSF? What's NSF? Non-sufficient funds, mean that you bounced a check or you didn't manage your money right. Because they're going to be looking at where's your money going? But those are just a few things we're going to be talking about in the book. But get a free copy of my ebook, Navigating Auto Loans with Bad Credit, a comprehensive guide. I encourage you to get that whether you are a first time buyer or you're a seasoned car buyer. And this is for customers or people that have problems with their credit. You know, I really dive deep into the ebook was because it's my first one was because I wanted to share with you my thoughts. I wanted to give you my inner thoughts on how I want to navigate you through the process. Now, the purpose of me doing my live, the sharing information, is just not for you to only to buy a car from me, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, is that it's I want to educate you. I want to make sure that you don't make mistakes that you don't have to make. So that's the purpose of me going live, and that's the purpose of me just sharing information. But if you are on my YouTube channel, please, if you're just stopping by and you just happen to see me live, do me a favor, subscribe because I am actually looking to grow my channel and just I want to be able to offer information all over the world. If you're in Africa or you're in China, or it doesn't matter where you are, 50 states, I want to be able to share my information. And remember this is that we do deliver. So if you're looking for a new Chevy, Buick, or GMC or Ford, we do have companies that actually would deliver the vehicle to you. And if you're looking for that used vehicle, whether you're looking to pay cash, you're looking to finance, or you got your own financing, I can also help you with that. You can go to Regina, the Queen of Carloans.com, Regina, the Queen of Carloans with an S.com, and put that credit application in today, 24 hours a day. I always say you could be at the dinner table eating dinner. You could be in a restaurant eating dinner. You could be in the bathroom brushing your teeth, or even sitting on the toilet, right? I know I'm getting personal now, but you could be sitting on a toilet, right? And it takes you about 10 minutes to fill that credit application. Now, you know what? Honestly, if you're real good, you can get it done in 8 minutes or 5 minutes. But when you're actually doing some other things, well, you actually focusing and reading, you can get it done in about 5 to 8 minutes. But 24 hours a day, you can go to my website, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Again, you can look at my inventory, all three dealerships, and then you can also put that credit application in. Remember, doesn't matter what state you're in. But I briefly want to talk about um, buy here. What is a buy here, pay here auto financing, and then traditional financing or dealership financing. I want to talk about that because a lot of customers go to buy here, pay here lots, or what we call B lots, because they think that they can't get finance for a vehicle, or they're they're scared, or they're going down a different path they've never been through, and the dealerships scare them. They're afraid to make that jump, or they think they're going to be turned down. And I want to explain the difference. And explain the difference. I want you not to be afraid to go to a dealership to get financing. But what is a buy or pay here is exactly what it is. You go to a dealership and it's in-house financing where they you can have a job. They don't pull your credit. Most of them don't pull your credit because they're basing everything on your job, which means that more than likely these buy here pay here lots, they don't report to the credit report. You do have some buy here pay here lots, which we call a B lot. Some may report to your credit report, but they're not going to be reporting to all three credit bureaus. All three credit bureaus are TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. And dealerships, when we use our lenders, they report to all three credit reports. And buy your pay here lots, more than likely, 90% of buy your pay here lots, they have high-end, high mileage cars. High-end, high mileage cars. They look good. They look good, but the miles are over 90 to 100,000 miles on that particular vehicle. So when you go to buy your pay here lots, they have payment schedules that are not convenient for you, but they're convenient for that particular lot. Again, a buy your pay your lot is a B lot, a standalone where there's no service department, no body shop. You walk in, you make your payments. And the payment schedule usually on the buy your pay here is weekly, every 2 weeks, and never monthly, because the buy here pay here owners, the financing gurus, right, at the buy here pay here, they want their money every week or every 2 weeks. So they do it convenient for them because they're lending money to you at their discretion, which means a lot of buy here, pay here lots, their interest rates are over 25%. In Michigan, interest rates can't be over 25%, but in the other states, it may be 28, 38%. So it might not, the cap is not the same cap on the interest rate as it is in Michigan, as it is in Atlanta or Florida. So know that when you go to buy your pay here lot, they care about getting their money. Their interest rates based on what they feel that you should, that what those interest rates are based on what they feel that you should pay, the cap that they can get the most return on their money. And then you may not even have a warranty, or they may give you a 30-day warranty or 60-day warranty, but they still expect you to keep paying, even though your car may break down. So buy here, pay here lots. Remember this: you get higher interest rate, you get the older cars with higher mileage. They look good, they stand tall, but you got to look at the mileage. And then you got to look at too, are they reporting your credit report? Most of them don't report your credit report, but when they do report, they may only report to one credit report. You want to be able to, if you're making your payment on your car loan, you want them to report to all three credit reports. But again, the purpose of this video is for you don't be afraid to go to a dealership and to get financing. If you're scared, if you are, right? Call ahead. Call ahead and say, you know what, talk to someone in the BDC, which is a business development center, or a salesperson, and say, you know what, do you guys do special financing? Do you help customers that have bruised credit or bad credit? Do you help people that are in bankruptcy or that bankruptcy discharge, chapter 7 or chapter 13? Do you help those individuals? Do you have banks? And they'll either be able to answer that question, boom, right then, or they start stuttering. If they start stuttering, just hang the phone up or be nice and say bye. But you want to have that dealership that's what they specialize in. So dealership financing, we actually, different dealerships pull different credit bureaus. We pull TransUnion, and then we send it to the bank, and the banks pulls whatever credit bureau they want to pull, right? But we have, at dealerships, we have maybe 15 or 20 different banks that we deal with. And that is because it's the relationships. We have the conventional banks, the banks the banks when you have, that great credit score. And then we have the subprime, the special finance and banks that we deal with to help you get into a vehicle. So traditional dealerships or dealerships that have, like, let me see, the franchise dealership, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Mercedes, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge. Those are franchise stores. They have the service department connected to them, or they might have the service department down the street, or they have a body shop. And of course, the banks that we deal with, they report to all credit reports. And the thing about dealerships, they may be around much longer than the buy here, pay here lots. The buy here, pay lots more than likely are worried about, am I going to be able to keep the lights on because you don't, if you don't make your payment. Most of the franchise dealers have deep pockets, or they have halfway pockets. Some of them got deep pockets, some got halfway pockets. When I say halfway pockets, they got 1 foot out the door and they got 1 foot in the door. So if you're looking for that franchise or that dealership, do your history. Find out how long they've been around. Find out whether it's a family-owned dealership. Find out whether they got an automotive group, or they have 2 or 3 different dealerships, under one umbrella. Or do they have 8 to 10 up under one umbrella? So traditional financing or dealerships are important for you to go to versus the buy here, pay here lot, is because you'll get more options, right? And if something happens to your car, you're going to point the finger. You can have conversations. The buy here, pay here lots might not really give you that many options if something happens to your vehicle. And they might say, you know what, it's as is, even though you're paying on your car, right? But the dealerships, sometimes they have an account where I'm trying to really think of the name of the account. Goodwill account. They got Goodwill account. Something happened to your vehicle, they have a nest egg to be able to take money to be able to help if your car, if your engine blows in your car, or something happens with your car. Deeper pockets. Um, but honestly, that's all really I have today. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna do a little bit more homework and try to get some feelers out there exactly what you want me to talk about and what you want me to share. But don't forget a copy of my free ebook, badcreditbook.com. Badcreditbook.com. Get a copy of my ebook. It's free. You can get the audio or you can download it. I suggest you download it. It's in English and Spanish. For customers that speak Spanish, and download it. You can listen to your car. You can listen to it while you're running, while you're walking, while you're on the treadmill, or around the house. It's free, and I will be working on my second ebook soon, and that will not be free. So get a copy of this free ebook, badcreditbook.com. And again, if you are on my Facebook page, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, um, if you're just passing by, share my video, go back and watch some other past videos and like my page. And if you're on my YouTube channel, which I'm really trying to grow my watch hours, share, share, subscribe, make comments, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same place.